We are back once again at the North American Star League. It is Division 1, Week 3 Division 1, I should say. Cloud versus TT1 happening right now, currently tied at 1-1. And we're jumping into the decider, man. It's going to be, again, TVP. This time, I think, is Antiga Shipyard.
That is correct, Ben. So we'll see. Both of us predicted Cloud to win, but TT1 so far playing pretty well. Got unfortunate in game 1, but played very well in game 2.
Trying to rob me of my perfect day.
Yeah,
you better not do it, TT1.
Good old TT1. Both of them are actually representing a German team. Of course, MTW is a German team as well. Stands for Mortal Teamwork, if you guys want it. And ATN stands for Alternate, of course.
Mortal Teamwork. Okay, so we've got down here, bottom left, the blue Protoss player representing Mortal Teamwork. It is TT1. He's also Canadian, in case you guys didn't know. He's not from Brooklyn.
Learn something new every day, man?
Yeah.
Why do you think he's from Brooklyn? Just because he wears his cap?
I swear, I feel like he's got the ultimate like Brooklyn accent. And maybe I'm just, I don't know, but whenever TT1 talks, I'm like, oh, he's a New Yorker. If I'm totally off base, then I'm sorry, but that's just what he sounds like to me.
Yeah, why is that off base? I think a lot of people would be proud to be a New Yorker. If I was from New York, I'd be proud to be a New Yorker and have a Yankee accent. That would be so cool.
And of course, up in the top right,
I would sound so badass.
Representing Team Alternate, it is Carlo. It is Cloud.
Yep. So we'll see. Cloud went for that very uncharacteristic opening on Ohana, something that we don't necessarily normally see him do. He waits quite a bit with barracks, or I'm crazy, but he might actually be going for a 14 command center over here. TT1 is going to scout it straight away though, so TT1 can be really annoying if you would send, well, nah, it's not really worth doing that because his map is so big, but he's going to scout it straight away, so he knows that Cloud is going command center first. And now let's take a look at the main base of TT1. What are you going to do about it? Probably nothing yet, but let's see if he's even going to mine gas or if he's just going to ignore it. He drops the pylon before he drops the gate. I mean,
center does go down, so TT1's going to be able to do a little bit of harass, but Cloud's got a ton of SCVs down on the low ground. He's not going to allow TT1 any free time to poke away at his units. And yeah, I'm also eager to see exactly how TT1 tries to punish this. He's got a Cybercore now, but hasn't mined gas until just now.
I'm a bit surprised that he goes both pylon and Cybercore before trying to go Nexus.
It's a little counterintuitive, isn't it?
Yeah, that makes almost no sense. Cloud going double rack straight away, wants to wall up, and of course he knows he needs to get as many Marines out as possible, or as soon as possible, in case TT1 would go for a little bit of stalker pressure.
2-3-2-3-2 says TT1.
There's a little bit of a lag spike. TT1 will expand after all. Wow, Zerus is chatting in game.
Even stealing chairs when we're casting from. Wait, is this one live?
No, this one is not live.
It's from replay. Okay. Tried to make a Duran joke, but I dropped the ball there.
Yeah, I noticed. So TT1 is going to expand after all, which surprised me a little bit, Ben, because I felt that he didn't have to drop this pylon. I don't think he has to get a Cybercore. Okay, it helps to stag a little bit, but he definitely didn't need to start mining gas before he warped in that Nexus. Huh?
Cloud is building SCVs or supply depots like a madman. He was up to like 19 of 30 supply, so he's not got to worry about that for a little while. But that could also be maybe unnecessarily allocated resources, because that's basically what you were talking about, you know, on TT1's side of the map. Yeah,
maybe the TT1 just want to get that 50 gas ready as soon as possible, and he almost had 16 probes anyway, since he waited quite a while. I guess he already had 16 probes on his minerals and then started mining gas, which does make sense. So just want to defend TT1 in case I said something wrong.
More racks coming up for Cloud. Looks like he was going to be moving into a very biocentric mid game, which is of course the norm these days. Stalker comes forward, takes a lot of damage. Again, Cloud handles that brilliantly, microing well and forcing that Stalker to flee. TT1 already knows the command center is there, so it's not like there was much up there that he was trying to see. And again, Cloud getting a nice little poke on that Stalker.
For the people who wonder, TT1 is currently 1-1 in the league. He won against Braddock and he lost against Stefano. Cloud is 2-0 in the league, beating both Night End and Hapro.
That's right.
So
that was
really
another really nice series, Cloud versus Hapro.
So if TT1 would manage to win this game, then he's actually doing really well this season so far, because only losing to Stefano is of course absolutely no big deal.
TT1's Robo is finishing up, so he's playing pretty standard 3-gate Robo off of this fast expand. Again, he makes that Warp Prism. Cloud didn't take any damage from that last time, but
this time I would really love to see him just unload over here and force through that ramp. Why not? We always tried against Zerg. And I actually think it makes a lot of sense, because Terran in general rallies all their units down the ramp.
Yeah.
just because in case they get 4 or 5 gated.
Dude, TT1 doesn't have any units. He's got a Stalker and a Sentry. And Cloud's just marching across the map with 15 Marines.
But he's going to be able to warp in 2 Zealots. Ooh. But this is quite a bit of Marines, actually.
Is this going to be enough? He warps in Stalkers.
He's going to need really good micro. High growth vision?
Okay, yeah, with good micro, he should be fine. Stalkers are being microed very well. That one on the low health Stalker going back a lot. Sentry will get picked off, and maybe that makes it worth it already. More Stalkers forced to micro backwards. Cloud, is he going to get another Stalker kill? Yes, he does. And this is definitely worth it. Might even get a 4th. No, I don't think that he will. Zealot's
I think he will, because he's going to get Marines over here on the right side as well, so he does pick up that Stalker too.
Wow.
TT1 has to micro this Stalker as well.
TT1's not paying attention. Another Stalker falls. Cloud making all the right moves here in the opening moments of this game. The Warp Prism is making its way over towards the natural expand.
Wow, and Cloud is actually sort of doing Cass's build, already getting an additional command center. So I do think that if TT1 decides to warp in a lot of units, but he doesn't have that many gates, and he's getting both assimilators here as well, so that kind of gives away he's going for a macro style. But I felt that TT1, if he would have warped in the main base from 4 or 5 gates right now, he would have pretty much won the game right there. Because Cloud has 3 Marines.
Yeah, you're right. It was much like the situation TT1 was in when Cloud attacked. The build that Cloud is doing is one that you used to talk a lot about, where you get a quick expand and then you just go with a bunch of Marines.
And I haven't seen it for so long, and the one time I do not talk about it, Cloud is doing it.
And it's just funny because it was pretty common, we'd say 4 months ago.
Yeah, 6 maybe. Then
it just kind of phases out, and now we see Cloud going back to it. I love the way that he has so many builds at his disposal. Why is TT1 so far ahead in supply? I don't really understand.
He has a ton of probes. He's been chrono boosting probes out all game long like a madman, and Cloud has been investing a lot in the infrastructure. Just now getting 3 additional Rexes, and he already has triple orbital. So TT1 is ahead right now, but within 3 minutes, unless he's going to take a lot of damage right now. Yes, pretty nice forces for TT1.
Force filters.
Oh, that was very unnecessary.
Oh, lift your command center, Cloud. That doesn't matter. Really didn't lose that much. No. Only 3 SCVs total.
A little bit of mining time, but if anything, he can afford to lose mining time. What do I hear? What are they shooting?
There's a Marine shooting somewhere. I think he's shooting his refinery, maybe.
Yeah. Wow. I was like, where are these gunshots coming from, man? I hear gunfire.
Marine. I defect. I wanted to be a medic.
No, I want to work in the gas.
I wanted to drive a battle cruiser.
Speaking about driving battle cruisers.
A story for another time.
Yes.
Probably for never.
Grass is always greener. There we bust that out now. Never mind. All the stories are on grass is always greener. Even that one.
Warp Prism still active around the middle of the map. So maybe going to try something in Cloud's natural. What is with all these bunkers? This is like... Man.
It's 4 bunkers. It's like mini Fort Knox.
This is the safest natural that has ever existed.
Yeah, Cloud is just really careful right now because he's on triple orbital, so he knows he has an insane economy, but he knows that something he could still die to is a 6 or 7 gate, even though this is about the moment that it would be way too late for anything like that. But just imagine if suddenly 55 army supply of Protoss units would be knocking on his door with some force fields and zealots behind it. So that's why Cloud is so careful, which I can sort of understand. I'm pretty sure he's going to salvage too soon. As soon as Stimpack is ready, and as soon as he has medevacs on the field as well. Then he's going to feel a little bit more safe.
Third Nexus does go down for TT1. It's also pretty probable that we'll see Cloud floating that command center over to his own third base fairly soon. Maybe when he drops a scan on that army and sees exactly what it is that he's having to deal with here.
He dropped a nice scan in the main base of TT1 though, and he spotted all these gates, spotted the Twilight Council, spotted the robotics facility as well. So pretty good job. Cloud has an idea of what he's going up against, even though he's making Vikings without seeing a robotics bay, and frankly, there is no robotics bay.
No, there's not. One just now starting. So if the game goes on long enough, then maybe it'll be worthwhile. But if TT1 nails this timing, Cloud still has those bunkers. So as long as he doesn't salvage them, I don't think TT1's going to have much luck cracking this natural.
No, not this time. No charge either, and charge of course makes a world of difference. Upgrade-wise, they're pretty even. 1-1 for TT1, 1-0 for Cloud, 2-1 on the way for Cloud, and 2-2 on the way for TT1.
And Command Center floating forward in spite of the imminent danger outside of his natural.
I like this though, this Warp Prism still with those 4 zealots. Something we don't see very often. Cloud actually left quite a few Marines over here, that's even nicer.
If TT1 just sends that Warp Prism and forgets about it, it might be in for a bumpy ride. The main army though, going to back up, so Cloud should have no difficulty securing that third base as he does push forward.
It's going to be a bumpy ride.
Oh, yes it is, as Vikings are headed towards the Warp Prism. Hello, Warp Prism.
This third helping out as well. Still 2 Zealots do get unloaded in the main base, and they pick off a few SCVs, but they will die, of course, against all these Marines. This factory finally fell as well. Factory has to be the best scouting unit in the game, man.
Yeah,
It
it's
just never dies.
best scouting unit. It's like ultimate Terran force field.
Yeah.
It's pretty legit.
And this is what I meant, by the way, Ben. Like, TT1 was ahead in army supply, but right now Cloud is. Triple orbital really pays off in this phase of the game. And something that I kind of criticized Cass for when he was doing it. Like, A, he was doing it all the time, so it was getting really predictable. But B, there is this small window where Terran will actually have more supply, where you're going to be at 185, 190, when Protoss should normally be at 165 or so. TT1 is actually doing a really good job at catching up. But normally you should hit a small window, which is really, really scary for Protoss. I must say, this game it doesn't really seem to be. There doesn't seem to be one though.
Yeah, a little bit of a supply block limiting Cloud's ability to do just that.
Very even, actually.
Some barracks. He's also getting his percussive shells pretty late, working on these rocks so that he can open up another way into Protoss third. Vikings coming forward. Oh, Colossus, where are you going?
Yeah, but the Colossus would have fell anyway.
This is a pretty good position for Cloud though, at the top of this ramp. TT1 really needs some force fields. There's some decent ones.
The force fields kind of work against him as well though.
I don't really like him that much, as Cloud just has to reposition a little bit, and he's, I mean, supply-wise the fight looks even enough, but once all these Zealots melt away, it's going to be Stalkers against Marauders.
Yeah, those Immortals did a really good job for such a long time. TT1 could really use a big warp in right now. I'm not sure if he already used his warp in. There we go. He's going to warp in more Stalkers. Look at the micro. He microed one Immortal away. And I actually think TT1 is going to be able to hold right now. That's really impressive.
Yep, and Cloud's going to want to get out of there. He does just that. Could possibly pick off that Colossus. Marauders trying to turn around, but that is not going to happen at all. Cloud's macro slipping badly in the midst of that. Up to 1,500 minerals and 500 gas. He needs to... he needs to stabilize. TT1 jumps into a big lead army-wise. 75 army supplies to 38. What? Could he win right here?
I'm not sure if he's going to be able to win, but he's going to try at least. He has a Colossus, second Colossus as well. Cloud lost all his Vikings due to that really nice blink for TT1. And Ben, I think you might be right. He might be able to win here. He's
going to push forward and take out the rocks of Cloud's third base, or the rocks outside of Cloud's third base. Cloud is building bunkers everywhere.
TT1 on Antiga against Terran is a beast.
Yeah, bunkers don't do that well against Colossi, though. Here we go. Zealot's going to charge right in. That's a very crucial upgrade. That bunker just melts away, and Cloud really trying to buy himself some time.
Mr. Turret did a lot of damage to the Colossus.
SCVs pulled, and pulled well. None of them really falling. But man, look at this TT1 army, Kev. I don't think Cloud's got enough. He's down 30 supply. He's only got a handful of Vikings.
He can't deal with these Colossus. That's the biggest problem right now. The Marauders are just not gonna get in range, and these Vikings are too low on HP, and there are just too few of them.
Oh, command center taking lots of damage. The fight has been effectively forced.
Wow.
Looks like a couple of EMPs going to go down, but Cloud does not have enough. GG, TT1. I am going to stop betting against this guy. His TVP is really good.
Really, really impressive play by TT1.
Yeah.
I mean, game 1 was unfortunate. He lost a ton of probes and he felt he had to all in. Game 2, I felt he played really solid from the start to mid-game, even though like he got quite far ahead. But this last game, that was like as straight up as it could have possibly got. And I think he really played a beautiful TVP.
Yeah, he did everything right, maintaining good positions.
I kind of tried to figure out where it went wrong for Cloud, because I felt everything was quite okay. Then he was kind of supply blocked on 161, because he was quicker there, but then TT1 overtook him again, but that could just be because of a warp in. And the engagement, I didn't really blame him for it, because I thought he had a nice window to hit as well.
It started well, but maybe he overcommitted, hung around for a little bit too long. It's hard
maybe
to say.
landing all the Vikings was a bit of an overkill, because there were not any Zealots anyway, so Vikings on the ground, they just died.
They die fast to Immortals, they die fast to Stalkers. Probably should just stayed up in the air, because when the Colossi came back out, that's definitely what swung it back in TT1's favor. But man,
what a series from TT1.
Maybe we'll call it an upset. Maybe not. Maybe we're just underestimating TT1.
Nah, I wouldn't underestimate TT1. He's my favorite 2-base all-in. Bling and TT1 are my 2-base all-in bodies. Nah, he's really good, but I really felt that Cloud also having his momentum going, being up 2-0 in the season. I thought Cloud was going to make it 3-0 today, but TT1, I mean, everybody saw week 1 when TT1 played against Stefano and he kind of looked hopeless, but that's just what Stefano does to people. That's not because the players are hopeless, it's just because Stefano is so ridiculously good.
You're exactly right.